Harry, through to obviously the round of 16. You now know your opponent. It will be Indonesia, so a team you haven't played before. What's the feeling like in the camp now about the next step?
Yeah, just excitement. Kind of a new slate, really. Obviously, we know it's kind of knockout football, here and now on. So obviously, there's no room for error. But yeah, exciting, really. Obviously, most of the boys, if not all the boys, haven't faced them before. I think the last time was in 2010, and none of the boys were involved. So yeah, new challenge for us. Obviously, we've got a couple of days to prepare for the game now, and I'm sure we'll be watching clips and kind of practicing and training in the next couple of days, ready to go.
A lot of results have been surprising so far at this Asian Cup, and a lot of lesser countries have got some really good scalps along the way. What does that say about Asian football and the competition you're experiencing here at the Asian Cup?
Yeah, it says a lot. I think there's a lot of disrespect towards Asian football from other parts of the world. From certain people as well. I don't think that a lot of people, give teams from Asia, the credit, they deserve. You've only got to look at the results in the group stages and where certain teams have finished in the group stages, how hard the games have been, for us especially, facing teams that sit in a low block and, make it difficult, and you don't want to be going over excuses, but it's not as simple as going out there and beating these teams kind of 3 or 4-0, which people think that should happen. No game of football is an easy game, and yeah, the standards just getting better and better each year. There's more money going into a lot of the teams, and you can see that. And yeah, I think tactically, technically, all the teams are getting better, and it's it's such a strong competition.
You'll obviously do your analysis on Indonesia and prepare for them, but as tournament football now moves into knockout mode, does that change anything, or you operate at the same level right from the start?
I think there's a little bit of added edge to it, knowing that you've got to win to go through. It's kind of cup football now. Obviously, the group stages is what it was. We finished top of the group in 7 points, but that's done now. We can take the positives and we can learn from certain areas of our game that we maybe need to improve on going forward. But yeah, it's knockout football, and it's wins are must.
And when you look at those areas for improvement, what have you been working on? What will you work on in coming days?
I think a bit of everything, really. I think a lot of stuff about keeping the ball, controlling the ball, trying to move it, maybe not forcing it as much as we have been doing. That's from the build up and an attack. Maybe trying to be a little bit more positive 1v1s, and defensively as well. Can we tighten up in areas in terms of stopping crosses, marking tighter in the box? I think there's an all round kind of improvement that we're certainly aware of as moving forward into the competition, playing higher calibre teams with better individual players that can kind of make a difference in a split second, that we've kind of maybe got to be a little step ahead. But yeah, certainly that's going to come. I think for me, I can see the improvement since we first came into the camp. I've said it a few times now in terms of the way that we move the ball, and in the attacking positions as well. The kind of backyard football, as the boss likes to call it. And yeah, it's certainly been an improvement there. And yeah, maybe sometimes it's frustrating to watch, when a team sits behind the ball and you've got to break them down. But it's not going to be easy. They're defending, deep, and there's not a lot of space to work in. So we've got to be patient, and I think we've done well.
Set pieces has been an area where the Socceroos have been very fruitful in front of goal over the last few months. It's in a situation where it looks as though our opponents are now really well organised, and perhaps they've been studying the Socceroos' danger from set pieces. Have you found that at this tournament that teams are really well drilled in defending set pieces against the Socceroos?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we want to be kind of a team that's known as we're relying on set pieces, and maybe it's a good thing that we've not scored from a set piece yet, and yet we've still topped the group, knowing that we can do a lot better and we can add that to our game, which has been a real danger for us the last few months, and in the last few years, we've been really, really strong on it. And yeah, certainly there's improvements to be made there. And you know, if obviously the other teams are going to watch us and what we do and stuff, and maybe we have to change a few things and make the runs differently, or you know, the deliveries have got to be maybe a bit different. But you know, it's all things that we work on, and the quality that we've got of, you know, the boys delivering, and certainly the boys attacking the ball. You know, Dukey, Jacko, Burgess, myself, Kai, Yangi. You know, we've got some really aggressive lads there that can, you know, really do damage in there. So it's a strength for us, certainly.
What about for you? Because it's an area where you've been able to score a few goals. What's it like when you're lining up for a corner and you get 2 or 3 defenders coming at you, because you're the target, right? And
yes.
And opposition teams see that and they go to you. How do you manage that?
I always love the feeling of, you know, when the ref points to the corner and that kind of walk or jog up. It's a real feeling that I think you can just sense it within the team, like, we could score here, we're going to score here. And I truly believe that every time we get a set piece, that we're going to create a chance at least, and someone's going to get on the end of, you know, we're going to get a first contact here. And obviously, yeah, we've had maybe more defenders on us in terms of maybe I'm getting double marked or whatever, but I think that's a case of me maybe taking myself out of the picture and maybe dragging people away and freeing up other lads, like I've just said, that can attack the ball really well. And yeah, obviously we've kind of got to maybe make a little improvement since the first game on it. I think we've had a few chances. I've certainly had a few chances that I feel I could have done better in the last 2 games. I've made, I think, a couple of first contacts that obviously I wasn't happy with. I think I headed one back to the corner taker. It came off the wrong side of my head. But yeah, certainly there's things we can do better. But yeah, it's certainly one I love, that, you know, knowing as a team that, yeah, we've got a real chance of scoring here.
You referenced it before, and a few players have this notion of playing backyard football. What does that mean to you personally?
For me, I hate playing against it because it's so hard to defend, and that's probably why I'm not an attacker or a player that plays in the hole with good technical ability. You know, when the lads do it at training and when they're on it, it's really good to watch. It's so hard to defend, you know, the 1-2 stuff, and we've seen glimpses of it so far, and it's hard against a low block when teams have, you know, got 10 men behind the ball in their 18-yard box, because there's not a lot of space, and that's when the touches and the layoffs have to be just so precise and perfect. But I've seen the lads do it time and time again in training. I know they're fully capable of doing it, and we've seen little glimpses. And yeah, like I said, the kind of chemistry within the team has improved so much, you know, since we came in, you know, on the 1st of January. And yeah, it's just going to get better and better, hopefully.
Riley McGree's come in and made quite an impact. What in your view, what sort of impact has he made to the side? Yeah,
he's been great. Obviously, I know he's had a real kind of tough time with injury. Obviously, I know what that's like, being out for a long time, coming back to a major tournament. I know it's tough. Obviously, the game we've just played, I think it was the longest he's played since he's had the injury. I could be wrong. I think he maybe played a league game, but you know, the technical quality he's got in the pocket to find space when maybe space isn't there. And yeah, he's a very technical player that can link with, you know, the strikers and the wide men. And he's so good to have as a defender or a centre half on the ball, because he's always trying to find space. He's, you know, never standing still. And yeah, he's been a great addition. Obviously, I think we missed him when he wasn't here. And yeah, he's great to have around the camp as well.